been. Ever since the cap was used to bottle the oil last week, engineers have been watching underwater cameras and monitoring pressure and seismic readings to see whether the well would hold or spring a new leak, perhaps one that could rupture the seafloor and make the disaster even worse. Small amounts of oil and gas started coming from the cap Sunday, but we do not believe it is consequential at this time, retired Coast Guard Admiral Thad Allen said. Also, seepage from the seafloor was detected over the weekend less than 2 miles away, but Allen said it probably had nothing to do with the well. That doesn't make sense. Oil and gas are known to ooze naturally from fissures in the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, which they do occasionally do. So let's pray they're telling us the truth. The problem is they normally lie. Even when the truth would suit them, they tend to lie. It's just their modus operandi. You know, the old, was it an African parable about the scorpion and the frog? And the scorpion comes over to the frog and says, will you let me ride on your back across the river? And the frog says, no, you're a scorpion. You'll sting me and kill me. And he says, no, I promise, I won't. I want to be friendly. I've changed my ways. And the nice frog says, oh, okay, go ahead and climb on my back. I'll take you across. And there swims him across. And then when they get to the other side, the scorpion jumps off, stings the frog. And the frog's laying there in pain, dying. He says, why did you sting me? I helped you. And he said, well, I'm a scorpion. BP says seepage near well unrelated. So that's a CNBC. They're saying it's unrelated to the main well that's so famous, been leaking for 80-plus days. So I guess if BP says it, it must be true. And, of course, oceanographer John Kessler analyzes methane levels from the oil spill site and says that it is just off the charts 1 million times higher in some spots than normal concentration that you would find being released by fish and other animals that are decomposing. He went on to say, oh, boy. Continuing here, oil spill threatened by possible tropical system this weekend that could turn into a hurricane. A well-developed tropical wave currently bringing strong winds and rough seas north of Puerto Rico could develop into a tropical system by the weekend, according to AccuWeather.com, hurricane meteorologist. And it goes on, there is a high potential for this tropical wave to evolve into a tropical depression later on this week. Wind shear is currently hindering any tropical storm organization of the system. That's good news. However, this wave moves swiftly west. The shear will diminish over the next few days and could turn into a tropical depression and then a hurricane. Hope that doesn't happen to hinder the relief effort. And also, British MP to visit U.S. clouded by BP worries. So that is all going on. Let's look at some financial news now. Leading Chinese economists urge governments to dump U.S. treasuries, buy gold. This by Steve Watson at prisonplanet.com. He links and reports from a Reuters report and some news put out by the Chinese government itself. Fears reemerge that China could resort to nuclear option. We've also seen the Chinese government in the last 2 weeks downgrade the dollar and other European currencies as well, like the euro. Prominent economists in China are calling for the government to ditch vast holdings of U.S. treasuries, or the biggest holders in the world, I would add, favoring a tangible asset such as gold, a move that would have a far-reaching impact on the economy, plus driving up the price of gold. Reuters reports that Yu Yongding, a former academic advisor to the Chinese Central Bank, has appealed to the state representatives to move away from U.S. debt and invest in assets dominated in other currencies as well as other financial instruments and real goods. Although assets in other currencies and forms are not an ideal replacement for U.S. Treasury bonds, diversification should be a basic principle, Yu wrote in the Chinese Securities Journal. When demand for U.S. Treasuries is strong, it is a rare opportunity for us to gradually pull back. That way, it will not have a big impact on prices, and China will not suffer too much. So he's saying race for the exits. Key report. Here's one by Kurt Nemo, reporting on that video I shot last week, where I talked about this could be a road warrior-type collapse that's being engineered by design. And if we have a Great Depression level depression, which it appears is becoming a certainty, not just a possibility, we're definitely in a depression. But the question is, how deep will it get? that society could really unravel. And Kurt Nimmo's written an excellent article giving a lot of government document, mainstream news, and alternative news data points. I mean, this thing is just filled with hyperlinks. I spent like 45 minutes this morning just going through his story. It was so well written and had so many data points. I learned a lot reading it. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 links backing up everything that Kurt says here and backing up the fact that the vast majority of people that took the Infowars.com poll believe road warrior depression is coming. There were just more than 6,000 people that took the poll, and the vast majority did find that, so you can go to the site and look that up for yourself and read over the issues that we're talking about and make the decision for yourself where you think this nation is going. And there's another one here from Nethercourt Press, Economic Meltdown, the Final Phase, another excellent report we've got linked up on the website. Here's a story out of Bloomberg. Housing starts in U.S. decreased to lowest level since October. And, of course, October of last year was the previous low for housing starts here in the nation, with housing prices continuing to drop. Let's now look at what's happening with Blagojevich, the disgraced Illinois governor. It has already come out in the trial, 2 weeks ago, that he was shopping for jobs and that he was doing illegal favors for Rahm Emanuel and Barack Obama. And, of course, that BP for years had paid for the luxury $1 million apartment for Rahm Emanuel, White House chief of staff. It's just all completely illegal. But Blagojevich is going to jail for this probably. Why aren't they? This is out of CBS Chicago. Blagojevich expected to take witness stand, but his brother must finish up first. Deposed Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich is expected to finally step in the witness box at his corruption trial today, though exactly when will depend partly on how quickly prosecutors finish cross-examining his brother. So now the whole Chicagoland mafia system is on display. Here's a key article out of USA Today, opposing view on the Supreme Court, a big government vision. And it gets into quotes by Elena Kagan and her support for total government, and that she believes that you can, quote, disappear any free speech the government doesn't like. But how is that an opposing view on the Supreme Court? I mean, she is the worst ever. I mean, on record, we never had anybody who hadn't been a judge or hadn't been a trial lawyer or hadn't been a constitutional scholar. She's just a Goldman Sachs minion, the former head of Harvard, and is a political hack who's anti-free speech and anti-gun, so she's in. Though polls show that since the science of polling began 100 years ago, she has the lowest support rate for confirmation of anyone ever. And so the government's like, everybody hates her. She's anti-American. She's in. She's in. Wow. She's a globalist like us. Here's another report out of the Arizona newspaper. This is AZ Star, Arizona Star. Approval of Obama drops to 28% in new Arizona poll. It's dropped below 40 in national polls. So he is now in complete and absolute total free fall right now. When we come back, I'm going to get into some Bohemian Grove news in the mainstream media. They have their satanic revelry from the 15th of July to the end of the month for 15 days every year since the 1870s. 1876. I cover it in my film, Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. And a newspaper in California made a joke about it. It said, no dark secrets inside Bohemian Grove. But first, I want to get to the naked body airport scanners and big developments on that front.
If you're in a service business, that's money ringing in your ears. If your phone's not ringing, chances are it's a problem with your marketing. Landscapers, painters, roofers, carpet cleaners, pet sitters, handymen. Anyone with a residential service business can build a huge and loyal customer base fast with the Magic Yellow Flyer. No more expensive newspaper, yellow pages, or internet pay-per-click ads. The Magic Yellow Flyer will have new customers calling you within 1 week. The Magic Yellow Flyer marketing system is the most effective and inexpensive inexpensive way to build a referral-only service business in a short period of time. And the Magic Yellow Flyer comes with an outrageous 1-year guarantee. You will get new customers or your money back. For details, go to MagicYellowFlyer.com. No matter what business you're in, the Magic Yellow Flyer marketing system will work for you. Visit MagicYellowFlyer.com. Put the Magic Yellow Flyer to work for you today. Visit MagicYellowFlyer.com.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.